serum for men, it lasts 6 months. So it'll slowly dissolve over 6 months. And you don't have to do anything. I put them in there, and once you're gonna feel great. With the injections, of course, you have to inject yourself every single week. So that's a bit of an inconvenience and a bit of pain part. With these pellets, they're also bioidentical. In other words, they're exactly the same chemical composition that we produce naturally. So that's even better. Sometimes with injections, because of the chemical compounds, they do have some of the unwanted side effects. So creams are also decent, but the thing is that with the creams, they might not fully absorb, number one. Number two, also you cannot come in contact with children or women who do not want to. So yeah, you can actually, superimpose those testosterone creams onto someone else. So that can be a little bit of a tricky situation. If you have kids, you can't pick up your kids. If you have grandchildren, you can't pick up your grandchildren. So that's one of the parts that is kind of a little bit, tedious, but it is something that's available as well. Yeah, it's not something that's definitely not, not off the table.
In your process, how much emphasis do you give patient education on nutrition?
Okay, so that's one of the things that's very, very important. I'm glad that you asked that. I do 100% education, especially on nutritional. My background, of course, I started off as a ER and ICU nurse. And then, of course, we owned a gym for about 11 years. So I do a lot of fitness consultation as well. So that is one of the main things that I do focus on is education. Because, of course, you can throw all the medicine, you can throw everything at a patient, but if you don't eat right, of course, it's all out the window. So yeah, that's one of the things that I do focus on a lot is eating the right foods at the right time. And of course, trying to get a little bit active. You don't have to do something strenuous as long as you're moving and keeping active throughout the week. So, any other questions?
Yeah, I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
So I really understand the need for your business. Like you said, so many men are dying of heart attacks, men don't seek healthcare. So the need is there. And you talked about some of the benefits, like you said, you want to offer mobile and like you emphasize hormone replacement. I think that's another benefit of your service. Is there any other benefits or in your marketing that you're trying to emphasize to get men to actually, men might understand that they need to go, but they still need to go. So is there anything else?
Yeah, so of course, one of the things that I do want to make sure is longevity. So just really stress to the men that, or, just everybody in general, that we want to try to live a longer, healthier life. So of course, the benefits of living longer, of course, there's also a little bit of a vanity part to it. So everybody wants to look, a little healthier. Everybody, you see on TV, or on the magazines or on the internet, all the, the great looking people. So I do want to also push the fact that you don't have to have that 6-pack, but at least look healthier and feel better. So like that, you won't, feel the repercussions of having the obesity, which is going to lead to diabetes, which is going to lead to, high cholesterol, cardiovascular disease, and unfortunately, eventually death. So yeah, I definitely do want to push, or I am going to push all those, not just, of course, the hormone and mental health. Sorry.
Do you engage with the nutritional departments?
Yes. So besides my knowledge, if there's something that needs a little bit more health, of course, or help, I'm sorry, I also refer to a nutritionist. That we have a couple of really good registered dietitians here in Brownsville that are amazing. So of course, I can't solve everything. And it's just, there's specialties for every single little aspect in our lives. So yeah, definitely, I will work, and I do work, I should say, as a team with other specialists, just in case if we do need that extra help, like nutrition and stuff like that. Anybody else? Well, thank you very much, everybody, for your time. I do have some business cards over there by the pastries. If anybody has any questions, my number is on the business card, and it's also up there. So thank you very much for your time and attention. And see you all soon.
Thank you so much, Ray, for sharing your story. Worth mentioning, Ray brought some pastries, so if you haven't had some of those, please do so. Our next presenter is Tommy Ayala. She's from the Brownsville Wellness Coalition. If you can please step up.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. This is actually not my first time at eBridge. We actually have a location up on the second floor, and it's just, again, really exciting to be here. I am part of the Brownsville Wellness Coalition, and under one of the three pillars that they have is the Brownsville Farmers Market. We do have the Happy Kitchen as well as all our urban farms and communities. That being said, the Brownsville Wellness Coalition was something that formed back in 2008. We are a nonprofit organization that we wanted to tackle the poverty-stricken areas and the fact that the health lifestyles, as Mr. Garcia did mention, is something very prevalent here in the RGV, especially in Brownsville. We are considered one of the nation's most unhealthiest and poverty-stricken areas. So here we do want to cultivate a healthy foods and lifestyle. Over the city county overview that we have this revenue, the percentage of what we expect. This is basically about Brownsville Wellness Coalition, but today I do want to talk about the Brownsville Farmers Market, which is the program that I am running. We actually have, I see a few of our vendors that are joining us today, and I'm really proud of them and excited for them to come and join us, especially in this program at eBridge, because it is very highly important for it to be Brownsville to be sustainable, Brownsville to see the cultures that we have, the community that we get to form and everything. Along that being said, the mission that we have is just to strengthen the local food system that we have here, as well as cultivating to move more direct that like to move more direct towards that, due to your economic status doesn't mean that you won't be able to go to certain markets. The Brownsville Farmers Market, it actually is one of the only 3 markets here in the RGV that is certified to accept SNAP and WIC benefits. We do want to make that inclusive for anyone and not just for them to feel that they're singled out, that they won't be able to enjoy things that Brownsville is able to present or have for them. So what we do is just, we have 5 programs. I do apologize. The Farmers Market, the Fresco Mobile Market, and the Happy Kitchen, and of course the community farms. The Fresco Market and the community Brownsville Farmers Market does tend to try to tackle the sustaining local foods and seasonal growth for the farmers to go ahead and present and share that with the community. We are also planning to get to the cannery and have 4 different markets going on each day and enjoy everything that we have there. And again, that sense of building that Brownsville isn't just certain things or certain businesses. They have an underlining theme. We are proud of the culture that we're able to have. We are proud of the artisans that bring their crafts, whether it's a food vendor, added value, or even, our farmers. We have different businesses that are able to go in. What I'm proud to say is that the Brownsville Farmers Market tends to be a stepping stone for certain businesses. They're able to open up their storefront. They're able to say that I first started off at the Brownsville Farmers Market, and now I have this established business. And that's something that Lalo, our executive director, and our old director, Ms. Veronica, was able to have that down for them. At this time, I'm still working on many projects to bring a lot of people into the farmers market and enjoy it. We are currently at the momentum where we're able to bring that forward. I'm happy to be a part of this team, and we have great members such as Julio and our vendors that make it all possible, which I'm really happy. Also that we're able to bring families together, whether it's, Mr. Garcia did mention that it's difficult for men to really go out and enjoy things, as well as, some people just feel like, oh, I have SNAP, I can't purchase food from the farmer's market. When that's something that we actually don't want to proceed or have that stigma around that. Other than that, I do want to thank you guys. This is basically all the presentation I had. I'm really happy to answer any Q&As that you guys might have at this time, but thank you.
Hi,
Yes, sir, with the gray shirt.
thank you for presenting this morning. Pleasure to meet you. Can you share a bit more about what you mentioned right now about the SNAP program? I know that the farmers market has a double up program. And can you also mention, or is it possible for local businesses to purchase local grown products from the Russell Wellness Coalition from the different community farms?
Great question, and that is true. We do have a SNAP double program, which allows participants to, say you want to purchase about $30 of SNAP benefits. With that being said, you would get an additional $30 to geared towards to fruits and vegetables that you're able to purchase at the market. So you still get your $30 to get added value, whether it's coffee, beef jerky, garlic, sourdough bread, all these delicious homemade craft items. But then you would also get the additional $30 that we match to go ahead and buy fruits, vegetables, locally grown here in the RGV. Here in Brownsville, we do have some farmers that come from all the way from Mission, from Port Isabel, all USD certified, of course, so we do have to keep up with certain certifications and regulations that the state does want. Along with the double up fruit bucks, we are working on the WIC program. It's currently not up. I do want to be transparent with that, but we do work with WIC as well to help women, infants, and children to gain the nutrition that they're able to have. When it comes to the programs, again, you're able to buy it whether you have SNAP or not, with WIC or not. It is just something that we have to encourage people to eat healthier. We have the Happy Kitchen, which we all work hand in hand to go ahead and purchase these items from our farms. Happy Kitchen will then show the community how they can be able to create a nutritious meal, because nutrition, especially for children 5 and up, is very vital. It tends to help them in the long run. You won't see the issues right then and there, but when they're in elementary, when they're teenagers, when they're struggling because they can't focus, because they don't understand, or they just can't grasp the concept of what they're learning, it's that lack of nutrition that they received at 1, 5, at an infant. Those ages are very vital. Even as we get older, Mr. Garcia did mention, aesthetics is one thing, but you do not have to be that picture perfect model to be considered healthy. You can have that body and still be unhealthy, or you can have, just what you see, what your body's able to have, being on a nutrition-based diet that's able to fit you. And of course, everyone's different. Not everyone's gonna need the same intake as a bodybuilder with their protein, as a ballerina with how they go ahead and eat items. We do work with also vendors to purchase from the farm, and then they go ahead and incorporate into their item. I know we have some vendors that tend to buy the sandías or the melons and make aguas frescas. We also have vendors that use the cucumbers, the squash, seasonal items, the flores de calabaza and all that stuff to make delicious Mexican meals. But if that answers your question, that's it.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Anyone else? Sam?
How can people get involved in the volunteering or being part of the farmers market?
Awesome. So we are nonprofits. So any volunteer work, any hands that want to help us, we are really excited to get everyone on board. We are not picky. We're not biased on anything. If you want to help, you do want to help, and it just really assists the community. It really helps the culture. It really helps bringing the Brownsville together. And I love to say that I'm from Brownsville. If I go to Denver, if I go to Minnesota, if I go to Austin, San Antonio, I always meet someone from the valley, and that's my favorite part. And once I meet someone from the valley, they're just like, Rasa, and it's funny, we talk about how the Mexican food is not the same anywhere else once you leave Harlingen and all that. But you can get with me, or you can get with our director, or you can get with any of our other programs, which is the Happy Kitchen. That's Miss Jessica. We have Dave, who runs our community gardens and urban farm, and then myself, which is the farmers market here in Brownsville. So I can sign you up when we can start Saturday, because that's when we need the help the most for a setup and breakdown. Yes.
What are some of the requirements as a vendor to be able to sell?
Another great question. So really, it depends on the item that you're selling. For example, we do not allow any resellers. We want everything to be specially handcrafted. Nothing that tends to be, well, I bought this from so-and-so and now I'm just gonna add my name and here you go. Or, it's a thrift store and it's all like high-end products. Unfortunately, we won't allow that. We want that craft, that originality, that genuine touch for it to be there. When it comes to our food vendors, we do ask you to have a food permit and just be up to code with the state of Texas, because again, we do have walk-bys with USDA at our farmers market to make sure that we're following the regulations. And the process is simple. You insert your interest, you then go through a weeding process, a vetting process to see how your product is sustainable, what you're able to do, and if you're able to, continuously be at the market for the year round that we do request it. We renew contracts on a yearly basis. Adding to that, then it's just the process of you becoming a quarterly member, monthly, or weekly. Yes.
So I'm really glad that you're passionate about SNAP, because I am too. I have a product that I know SNAP clients use their funds for, so that's why I'm at the farmer's market. I'm like, I can sell my product here. So I'm really curious. You might know, you might not. Besides my Cocina Alegre, what else is the farmer's market doing to market to SNAP customers?
So right now, I had Snap at one point. I actually found out through an Instagram post that the farmers market accepts Snap, and I thought that was a great product. I thought that was a great way to be very inclusive. I was very shy. I was very embarrassed because the stigma around having Snap was something that was just like, not something that someone has their life put together has. But the representative that assisted me at the time at the farmer's market was so kind and just like, yeah, these vendors accept it, you can ask them. And there was no shame in using them. I think I'm working on that as well. Gear it more towards people to make them aware that the items or the availability of the farmer's market, what you're able to have, what you're able to bring, whether it comes to selling, whether it comes to being a participant, or such as a patron, what's allowed, what's not allowed. But I'm gonna tackle with, so to say, days where we highlight like, hey, this is all the information, all the programs that the farmer market offers. Gear it to online media. We have about over 14,000 followers that unfortunately we don't see that traction on every post, but luckily with me coming on board and our awesome outreach, we're able to actually touch base with all those followers, all those likes, so we can get that traction and we can help you grow and succeed. Not just you, but all our vendors, all our farmers, all our agriculture and ranchers. Yes.
Is your organization affiliated with the old cannery, the building that's gonna be a permanent?
Yes, we are. I thought. I know we like to say November, but we don't say what year. But we are part of the cannery. I will be just noting, it doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the city, but the city is allowing us to hold our markets, and we have a good relationship with them. We're hoping that's going to be a larger market. Yes. Not Sunday and Monday, we're gonna start off slow, we're probably gonna do 4 markets, we're gonna have an evening market, a morning market, and then a midday market. That would be Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Indoor space.
Indoor space. No AC though, it's still gonna be, it's outside, but at least we're gonna have that shade. And then not only is that, it's gonna be inside the cannery, but be expanded on different parts of the property. So we'll be looking to having 4 musicians. Each musician has their stage, and with those musicians, they have their side of the market. We try to incorporate. Yes.
So in terms of the organization is trying to put together a shared kitchen and
Kitchen, yes.
be finished. Commercial kitchen. Yeah, shared commercial kitchen.
That one will be as well up and going once the cannery is open. And right now, the projected date that they have given me is late November this year. So, and then I'm getting with all my vendors on that and getting them geared and ready for that information. Yes.
So, other markets, since you said it's gonna be on different days, they separate like farmers and artisans, like farmers will be one time. Do you know if that's what Brownsville's over planning to do?
I will personally say that's not something I want to do and not something that anyone else has spoken to me about, because we don't want to single out where we have people who work in the health field, working 12-hour shifts, and they,
So, yeah.
yeah, and then that's the other next point. Going to the cannery, we're gonna up our quantity with all our artisan vendors, our added value, and our hot food vendors.
You do the range on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, sorry.
No, you're fine. It'd be a constant thing, but different. We may have some farmers that are available on certain days that they're able to go, and then vice versa, other days that they're not able to go. Right now, I am still working on that to see what exactly was the vision and how I can implement a better process or something that would be more to fruition for it able to succeed and having everyone on board, because that's a good question that I would definitely bring up with my executive director. Of course, thank you. Yes.
Can you talk a bit more about the Brownsville Farmer Olympics happening on August 10th?
Yes, of course I can. So that being said, National Farmers Market starts on August 4th, ends on August 10th. And August 10th, we'll be holding a Farmer Olympics for the community. We will have prizes, medals, and just to share that, highlight our farmers, our agriculture, and our ranchers. And without them bringing their bountiful growth to us, we wouldn't be where we're at. We wouldn't be able to provide certain items that are exported and imported, to the rest of the nation. It's something great that we wanted to bring together and show that, farmers are a very important part of the community and for our lifestyle and habits. So that's gonna be from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. with the Brownsville Farmers Market also going on. Thank you. And I think that's it, but if you guys have any more questions, I will definitely be here. We do have an office upstairs and we still have an office at the university. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that information with us. Let me do that on screen. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors of the event. So Ray Garcia brought some pastries. Two Straws Co. Yes, Julian over there. He brought donuts, and our coffee sponsor for the event was Aaron Trentapil. If we can all give them a huge round of applause for their contributions to there. Thank you so much. Again, if you want to be involved in any capacity, just reach out to us. If you want to be a product sponsor or a coffee sponsor, we can make that happen. A few events happening here at Ebridge and throughout the valley. So we have coffee events coming up in South Padre Island, 2 in Brownsville, and 1 in FAR. Those are the deadlines. The event starts 1 week after the deadline, so just an FYI. So as I said, the FAR one is sponsored by FAR EDC. Brownsville sponsored its own. That's the Blueprint Business Program. In Bronzeville, it's offered both in English and Spanish, and that's on September 18th. The FAR is on September 19th, sponsored by FAR EDC, and then on SBI, South Padre Island, EDC sponsors their own Kaufman Fast Track. And 1 Million Cups next week, same time, same place. And I don't have it here in the calendar, but you can find it on the Startup Texas page. The Emerging Industries application for the event, it's still ongoing. So if you're interested, if you have a business in technology, research, innovation, it caters to that, but the event is open to anyone with a business and opportunities to accelerate based on the resources available. So that concludes the event. If you want to know, if you want to stay up to date with everything going on here at eBridge and UTRGBCC, you can subscribe to our email newsletter. That's the QR code there in the corner. I will leave the calendar up in case anybody wants to follow up with the QRs. So that's it for the event. On behalf of myself,
If you can explain what is Kaufman.
Kaufman, that's true. So Kaufman is a 7-week, once-a-week business development course. It's facilitated by certified coaches here from UTRGB. And each course covers a different aspect of business, from marketing, the legal side, the financials. And in each session, throughout the 7 weeks, we invite either a local resource or a local expert on any given topic according to the session. So it's very hands-on. It's a 10-people cohort, so it's more, you get more of the networking and interaction with the coach itself. So that's Kaufman Fast Track. Here in Bronzeville, it's called Blueprint Business Program, but it's under the same curriculum of the Kaufman Fast Track. So that concludes the session. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of the Bridge Center team, UTRGBCC and BCAC, thank you, and have a wonderful day.